happened. I don't know why. The last live that I had shared with you did not start as expected. So here I am having to start this again. So I hope you guys will join me, although that was a live that was, put up there for you guys to see. So before we begin, I have tons and tons of astrological update for you guys, tons of remedies because, I myself, I just had some really yucky experience in the last few days. And I was just wondering that, I stay so busy, so occupied, and then how come this happened? And then I opened my software, which I have not had a chance to use, my astrological software. And I'm like, oh my God, this definitely needs an explanation and elucidation, if I may. And then I got channeling, and then I sort of, got all of this information down on a piece of paper so I can come and give it to you. Yes, it is pretty volatile because the eclipse window has already begun. And October astrology is pretty crazy if you ask me. So we are going to delve into all of that, but hope many people have been emailing me to do more astrology, which I said I will do once the Navratri, Diwali and all of this craze finishes. But this just could not be ignored. As I said, that having faced these really skin crawling experiences the last few days, with two individuals, and I was just creeped out. I said, what happened? So what triggered all of this? And then I look at the astrology and I'm like, oh my God, okay, so this is what's going on. And if I feel it, so, it's such a, it kind of knocked me straight out. Like, so if I feel it, I'm sure you guys would like some clarity as to how to work with this energy and what all is happening. But before we begin, we must invoke Ganpati, for he is and any kind of knowledge, information, astrology, all of this comes from him. It's his energy through all of this. So today I was going to teach you guys a ton of different things, like, what mantras to use, what mudras to use. I have written a piece of text for Diwali. So for all my students who don't have a Hindu background or don't know all of this, you guys can purchase that for a minimal $2, and it will explain to you how to work with this energy that's coming up, because we have Chaturthi, Kali Chaturdashi, and then we have Diwali the next day with an eclipse. So it's like really, really powerful what's going on. So before that, let us start with the Ganpati. We can start with any, but I'll start with the Rigvedic. So hold the Ganesh Mudra. If you don't know what it is, step 1, step 2, step 3, deep breath, release, deep breath, release. Yes, powerful indeed. Gananam tva ganapatium havamahe kavim kavina upamashavasamam. Jeshtarajam brahmanaspatayana shunrunnotibhi siddha sadhanam. Mahaganapataye namaha. So may the report that I channel for you, may it help you, because yes, there is a planetary shitstorm coming, but it is all for the greater good, all for our growth, all for our acceptance, our understanding, and for a soul to be aligned to its highest purpose. Okay, so as I begin this, I want to say an ode to Vayu. Vayu is one of the most primordial Rigvedic gods, Varuna, Vayu, Agni. And Vayu is the planetary ruler of Swati. And the energy of Swati in Libra is to scatter like the winds. When we think of scattering like the winds, we can think of ideas, communication, growth, development, but it can also be toxins through the air, toxicity in the air, okay, gossip, wrong communication. So, Vayu. So, I want to pay my obeisance to Vayu, one of the primordial Vedic deities, as Vayu is the planet, is the ruler, is the deity of Swati Nakshatra in sidereal Libra. So, because it's Vayu energy, and I have my moon in Aquarius, so I began to feel like the skies are speaking to me, and they have all these this Vayu energy of dispersal. So I felt the need to come and communicate. But before anything, let me tell you that today is an extremely auspicious day. So I did not want to waste it, and I wanted to come here because today is Mangal. Firstly, it's a Tuesday, and the nakshatra today is Pushya. So Mangal Pushyas are extremely benefic for Ganpati sadhana, for Matangi sadhana, or if you're initiated in Sri Vidya. So, this Mangal Pushya, I'm going to go into detail, but let me tell you how the skies have been speaking to me. And this eclipse in Swati is so potent and so powerful, not just for individuals, but collectively, right? Collectively. And Vayu, when you hear the winds, right? When you go on the top floors, the wind howls, right? It howls to you, and through this howling, they bring back messages from the stars and the nakshatras. And tons of players right now, honestly, tons and tons of players, okay? Because, the stage is like, who's going to take center stage? It's me. No, look, it's me. No, look, it's me, right? Like that, all right? So, we have 22nd is a very auspicious day. So, let's cover all the bases. 22nd being a very auspicious day. Why? Because the Sun and Venus are together during Dhanteras. Now, this is a position when Venus is combust, right? Venus combust can mean a lot of complications, and especially that now Venus has been debilitated in Virgo, and Venus is ready to move into Libra. Very soon she will. So, she actually remains close to the Sun till 21st November. So, complications with money, with love, with, there's all these kinds of things can pop up. So, we'll get to remedies for Venus with Shukra Mudra and hi. I was trying to go live with that other link that I sent you guys in the group, but for the life of me, it did not come on. And I was like, what happens? Like, what happened? I have no idea. So I had to restart a live, and I had tons of people waiting on that live. I don't think they've understood that we are here. But anyway, if you can, just put this link of this video on our group, so maybe other people may want to join. So, financial markets are going AWOL, right? Completely AWOL. We've got 3 planets associated to the markets, which is Jupiter, retrograde, although in his own sign, so kind of powerful. And we've got Mercury. Mercury just went through retrogradation and is now direct, but Mercury is combust and eclipsed. So there's that communication angle that is going to be challenged here. And Venus. Venus, being the ruler of the eclipse, is herself being eclipsed and is combust. So, and is touching Ketu. So this is quite, quite an energy we have here, and I have not seen the skies so volatile for quite some time, which is why I'm here to do this report, and hopefully this will help tons of people. So Venus exalted in Pisces, debilitated in Virgo. So we see that we've been having tons of, self-acceptance, hello, self-acceptance, the concept of growth, the concept of money, the concept of all of these things, right? So we've seen that happen, right, with Venus in debilitation. However, things will improve with the markets come a few days. Venus moves into Libra. I'll get to that in great detail, and what to do, what remedies to do, how to make the astrology work for you, or how to make the energy work for you. So this is very important. Now, when Venus happens to be in Virgo, Venus trudging through Virgo, we tend to have the joy of life kind of goes out. We tend to experience life as an automaton, like, robotic, kind of like, just going on, nitpicking, just unable to find satisfaction. For, what are we here for? Satisfaction. And I don't mean only sexual satisfaction, I mean all over. Like when we eat a meal, the meal was nice. Or when you wear something and we look nice, and wow, this looks so nice. So that's satisfaction. Or when we have a good conversation with someone, and we're like, wow, that conversation was nice. So satisfying, right? When Venus goes through Virgo, that kind of satisfaction is gone, all right, is gone. And we feel like everything is a chore. Like, oh, I have to do this, it's a chore. Oh, I have to do that, it's a chore, right? It just doesn't flow as freely when Venus is in the sign of Virgo. It's because the heart and the mind are at war. All the Venus and Mercury in Vedic astrology are friends. But we have, hello Peggy, we have the heart and the mind are at war. Because shall we do this? Shall we do that? No, we don't want to do this. Relationships. Oh my God, this month relationships are going to play havoc with our psychosomatic. Okay, and I mean, why am I laughing? Am I some kind of sadist? No, as I said, that it's how you react to a particular situation that defines your reality. If you're going to be scared, oh my God, so many planetary alignments, the universe is, hi Vithulia, the universe is going nuts, what am I going to do? Am I going to just stay holed up in my house? I don't want to go out, I don't want to work. No, that's not the idea. The idea is to face adversity head on. Okay, we can change things. Maybe that'll make the journey easier. We can work on certain things. We can adapt to certain things. The rest, the serenity prayer. That we have the goal to accept what we cannot change. There's great wisdom in this acceptance. So it's not, these updates are not to make you fearful or see, fear is something that's not going to get you anything. If you're afraid, okay, if you're afraid you're going to get fat and you get really motivated, you go to the gym, all right, you're using your fear as a propeller, as an instigator, as an initiator. But if you're like, oh, I'm scared and I'm under the blanket, or I'm worried that I'll become, overweight and I don't know what to do, so I'm just going to crawl under my blanket and keep eating like tons of crisps and tons of, cake and ice cream. Stay away from comfort foods right now. Stay away from that alcohol, especially before the eclipse. Stay away from nonsensical interactions with people. Just stay away, because this is what the energy is bringing up. I mean, as I said, that I stay so busy. I am now writing with Hindustan Times. I have 4 episodes going out every month with Tata Sky. I have my YouTube video. I have my students in the workshop. I've now had to stop astrological readings because I honestly don't have the time to do astrology anymore. months I haven't been on here to discuss astrology with you guys because I've just not had the time every single day. The book in Sri Vidya also is, I have begun it, but a lot of work has to be done. So things are so fast for me, so I have to work so much that when I experienced something like this, I was distressed because it was just something that made my skin crawl. So I was deeply distressed and I was like, yuck, yikes. And honestly, I can understand what many of us are going through, many of us. And the astrology is such that we just don't know, what we need to do. We are scattering away our energies all over the place, all the time. We need to stop this. Yes, the power of Swati is scattering, and this eclipse is visible from India and from Europe, parts of Europe, especially Eastern Europe and America, I think also. Check, because once the eclipse is visible, that's a whole new level of activation. Even though it is a partial eclipse, still, if it's visible, for me it'll be visible. And then of course, on Diwali, the day after Kali Chaturdashi, Narak Chaturdashi. So this is really quite an intense energy and not easy to ground. So we need to understand this and we need to figure out how we can ground this energy. So sadhana, mantra, mudra, conscious breath work, all of this is very, very important. All right, very important. Now, so as I was saying, that once Venus is going through this sign of Virgo, she's always nitpicky, critical, harsh. I've just had someone tell me things that not only I did not expect, but I was just astounded at the level of stupidity these people had fallen to. So I was like, actually laughing that it is so stupid, and a lot of things came to light. As I said, that eclipses always take something away. That's why people are fearful of eclipses, because eclipses change our path, change our journey. And I mean, you can stand there and be like, oh my God, no, I don't want to change my journey. Or you can be like, wow, this is a legit opportunity for me to upgrade, for me to go in a different path, because that path was not really working. So, and later on you realize, because eclipses have that time frame, however many hours they take, the solar eclipse, it constitutes months. So we then realized later on that it wasn't so bad. The subtraction was indeed necessary. And then a kind of an epiphany happens. And this subtraction is difficult for people, because people are like, oh my God, we are set to a pattern, and if anything changes, our life falls to bits. But one thing I have learned doing sadhana, upasana for so long is, if something goes, it was meant to go. And something better always comes. Always comes. All right. For instance, I started working with this portal called Artha, and they're a big news channel and everything, and I was going to provide content for them. And then, I was kind of having a friction with this team leader, the person who was taking my content, the producer, and I kind of was not happy. So I said to myself that, what do I do? And then after like a month and a half, I got a much better opportunity with Hindustan Times. So immediately I saw that, okay, yes, I was sticking to that. I was not letting it go, but I got something far better than what I had hoped for. So not only is it going to circulate it's a lot of work and hardly any remuneration, honestly. But it's like with 4 articles a week, I can get out there and I can talk about these things, right? Talk about these ideas, these concepts. They're pretty open about it. They love my writing style. So, case in point, subtraction, good. Because when you clear something old, you make place for new. And this I have seen with my own life, with my own experience. If you're fearful of change, if you're fearful of, oh my God, what's going to happen to me, this situation changed, this person didn't keep their word, forget it. F it. Simple. So this 19th is tomorrow. I completely forgot to say this. Venus is moving into Libra and the sun is already in Libra. So it's going to be a Libra, sidereal Libra party, I tell you that, okay? Tons and tons of activity in Libra. So Libra rising people, you guys are up for some hardcore shifts is all I can say. Taurus, rising, moon, okay? You're going to feel it heavily. And as I said, that Ganapati sadhana balances all the Navagrahas. So it is time to start on this course if you haven't already. For this sadhana will balance your prana and will give you a direction. Because remember, with air, with Vayu, it's scattering, right? Wind scatters. But if you don't have a directionality, you'll just be scattered, restless, all over the place, unable to ground yourself. So this is something to remember, that have a direction, find a direction, keep on it. People can't stick to anything. I mean, I've been working, I work pretty much all the time. Even when I'm relaxing, I'm either, with a book, or I'm trying to upscale my knowledge, or I'm trying to meditate. It's my work and my recreation are one. So I'm always on it. It's not like, oh my God, I have to read a natal chart, or yikes, I have a puja, I don't know what to do. No, I'm like up, charged. Every single day is an adventure. Every single day is a chance to realize your potential. For me, it's happening in my 3rd house. So, changes in the local environment. And honestly, I have been thinking of moving, because again, I had a little friction with my landlord and landlady, actually his mother, because they wanted me to do something which I was not okay doing. So there, now again, it's possibly time to move on. Who knows? Okay, now this Venus's movement into Libra is really good news, because Venus, although combust, is not debilitated, because exaltation sign being Pisces, debilitation in Virgo, the opposite sign. So obviously the other people have not seen the new life start, because they are expecting on me on the old life. So if anybody can drop a message in the groups, or wherever, if anybody is my Facebook friend, you can drop it also on my Facebook profile and say she's live, because I put a completely different link actually up there which didn't work. So, as I was saying, that this is good news, and this whole birth, death and transformation that we are experiencing is because of the Venus cycle. Because Venus is now appearing again as the evening star, right? So this cycle of Venus, actually, from Venus going out of bounds to Venus going into the netherworld, echoes the story of Inanna, Ishtar from Sumer, right? When she goes into the netherworld to rescue her husband, Dumuzi. And as she approaches the 7 gates of the netherworlds, she has to give something of hers. So first goes the jewelry, then the ornament, of course, the garb, the undergarments, and till there's nothing left. She's completely raw. Because you cannot enter the netherworld of your mind, of your psyche, with outward, you know, garb, with an outward garb. Like, don't cover yourself. There's nothing to cover when you go into the depths, the abyss of your psyche. Right? The abyss stares back. It's good. It's a void. The void of infinite possibilities. So this rebirth, the birth, death, rebirth cycle is Venus appearing again. After she is 22nd, she meets, she has this higher superior conjunction, and then the birth of Venus, birth of love, birth of the financial market, people are hoping, right? Because these few, especially the last 2 weeks, have been really volatile, the world market. So, Taurus and Libra, you have to intensify your remedies. You have to. And also Aries, why? Because Rahu is in Aries, the polarity of the eclipse. So, you have to intensify your spiritual body. Okay, the physical body, the mental body, the spiritual body. You've got to feed them all. So this is important. Relationships are going to break up, divorces can happen. You know, you just see through things. Because the eclipse, it subtracts something and then it also sheds a new light. The next eclipse, which is the lunar eclipse, which is on a full moon, it's going to bring light. It's going to show you the deception. If people have been deceptive around you, if people have been, you know, inappropriate, that deception will be revealed for you to analyze. So these eclipses are heavily interconnected. 8th, I think, of November is the lunar eclipse in Aries, sidereal Aries, so Bharani. So this is pretty intense, having said all of this. Wrong choices in relationships. So we are going to, maybe we find someone at this stage and we think, oh my God, this person's perfect, and we start having a relationship. But at a later on period, we suddenly realize that it's not what we thought. It happens with people all the time. You know, I have myself, I have been, you know, interacting with some people, and their true colors were revealed to me just now, bam, out of the blue. And here I am, like, thinking that how, like, what? So it's going to happen. Tons of people will realize the genuineness of situations, of people. So don't do anything drastic like change a job, go traveling. Don't go traveling because this Mercury is involved in the eclipse. So there's that part, communication, problems with brothers, problems with classmates, neighborhood complications, all of that can arise. So Dhanteras is definitely going to be a good day to practice some form of spiritual sadhana. So we've come to this, that let's not rush anything. Let's not rush into anything. So, and consistency. I'm so tired of telling people that if you want to do something, do it for, haven't you heard of 10,000 hours, and then you achieve some understanding of the subject, and then you need to really delve deeper to really get into the vibe of that subject. So this is it. You have to be consistent in what you're doing. It has to be, you have to stay at it long term. You can't just say, oh, I'm here, it's 2 months, oh my God, so much work and I'm out. Or, oh my God, it's too much for me to do, I can't do it. Then don't get into it and don't waste other people's time. So just, honestly, I would much prefer that you question yourself on the on the idea that are you okay alone, or do you need to be surrounded by people because you are afraid of being alone? Because Libra and Aries polarity, it gives us this push, me, us, When do I stop being me? Us, how can we be us? There's a fine balance. And we know with Venus combust, that balance, that sweetness of understanding, we can't seem to find it. So that we need to develop. Stick with what you want to do. If you keep on roaming, and you can't stick with a path, it's not going to get you anything. If staring at the stars is your path, do that, but do it consistently. I'm so fed up of people being feeble-minded and not able to pursue what they want to pursue. Oh, we want to do this, we want to do that, then do it. Then pursue it. No one stopped you. So, discipline. And who's aspecting the eclipse? Saturn. So, both the eclipses actually. So, Saturn is aspecting karma, responsibility. It's all gonna come crashing on our heads. If we've been playing dirty, it will all be revealed. If we've been good and consistent and nice, then Saturn will reward us. But yeah, you lay the blame on somebody else the whole time. Or I'm like this because this person said this, that person said this. Or you just don't want to get into something because you're so lazy that you lie to yourself about other situations. This self-analysis, acceptance of the world for what it is, says Saturn, 90-degree aspect to the eclipses. Accept, this is the world, accept it, but create that change, action. Mars, retrograde, oh my God. So what are we going to do? Tons and tons of shifts and slides this month and a half. They say this October, it's almost, it's 18th, right? And then till the next eclipse, which is 8th of November. So, with Venus and Ketu together, now this is interesting because old boyfriends, old girlfriends, old lovers, because it's in Swati. Swati has a lot to do with the internet. So, somebody from your past can find you online and can get in touch with you. So, all of these are possibilities viable. Alright, so it could be a good thing that someone's come back into your life, or maybe it's just someone you don't need. Again, are you just talking to that someone because you need to feel like there are people, you don't want to land up alone? Landing up alone is possibly a much better option if you are with the wrong people. Like, land up alone and see if you like yourself or not. And if you don't like your own company, then do something that you will like. Do something, engage with yourself, learn yourself. Have a dialogue with yourself. Love yourself. For you. So when we do a Pancha Puja, when we do Nyas, and we say Om Gum Kavachaya Hum. Right? When we say Kavachaya Hum, we hug ourselves. When you're cold, we hug ourselves. So we are there for ourselves. If you're not there for this personality, this soul does not take responsibility of the personality, the body that you're playing this role in, it's going to be hard. So, learn thyself, know thyself, love thyself. Honestly, spend some time with yourself. If you're just with people because you are scared to be alone, try it. It's much better, much better. Okay, so Ketu with Venus is going to give us all these, oh my God, somebody from the past is coming, oh my God, somebody, maybe in high school or in college or what have you, somebody could pop up. But Please understand your motivation for why you want to talk to the person. Maybe you want closure. That's okay. Ketu, no head, right? Just the tail. Closure. Past life. Closure in this time. So this is something that you must remember. Now, so Venus is with Ketu in Swati Pada 1 and closely conjunct the Sun and the Moon at 8 degrees, alright, in Pada 1 again. Ketu is in 90 degree, Pada 4, Rahu is in 19 degree, Pada 4, Swati, and Rahu is in 19 degrees, Pada 2 of Bharani. Alright. So let us discuss a bit about Pada 1 because all the activities happening in that Pada, right? So we've got the date, the Nakshatra Swati in sidereal Vedic Libra, deity Vayu, one of the primordial deities, wind, okay, the father of Hanuman. The symbol is a shoot of a plant. So when you think of a shoot of a plant and you think of, the turbulent winds, and will the shoot live up to its promise, and will it become a tree, or will it somehow scatter away, die, be depleted of all its energy? So this promise that this is a little sapling, take care of it, for then it shall grow into a huge tree, will provide you shelter, will provide you comfort, But if you don't take care of it, which is what I say to my Swati natives, is you need that nurturing. If you receive, and it's not always easy because you have this kind of really subversive energy with Swati because after all ruled by Rahu. So there's a subversion to this energy that it's like super independent, and Swati, the asterism is known as the independent one. So there's a sense of independence, sense of being all over like the wind, which is now, flowing through my hair, and I can feel it, like the energies are so alive, right? Once you really take a deep breath, you connect. What does a shaman do? What do tantrics do? They connect to this energy. And it's one primordial energy, but it's manifested as humans, as insects, as animals, as acoustic vibrations, as infrared light. So, the possibilities are endless. If you understand what I mean by looking after that sapling, let that shoot grow, water it, protect it. Protection is a big part of Swati. Yet I've noticed that many Swati ascendant natives, they don't get that protection while growing up. Yet all they want is to be protected by the primary guardians and caregivers. But no matter how much they want to be protected, there's just something, an element of surprise that always gets them, just scattering, So it's pretty interesting to note that we want something that oftentimes eludes us, like the philosopher's stone. We like the alchemist trying to turn lead into gold, right? We're not realizing that the process is internal. The lead of your soul, the lead of your mind, the lead of your body, the poisons. Transmutation. I think the energy of this eclipse is transmutation on so many levels. So are you ready to enter this mindscape? Because it's a mental energy, right? It's very mental. And we've got the ruler, of course, Rahu, the head of the dragon, always capricious, always a little bit insidious, a little bit insidious, a little bit subversive, a little bit futuristic, not a little bit, very futuristic. Uh, Rahu, very, very interesting. Ardra, Swati, and Satavisha. 3 Rahu ruled moons. I am Satavisha, Pada 4. So it's an interesting thing that, Rahu ruled moons, we want that comfort, we want that protection, but we just don't get them, we just don't get them. We have to find that protection within. We have to find that nurturing we so crave for within. And somehow this is where the alchemy happens. The lead, the poison, Rahu deals with poisons, and mental delinquencies of all types. This is where the poisons are transmuted into the medicine. Like when we give someone aconite in homeopathy or belladonna. Belladonna is a poison, but given in the right constitution, in the right dosage, belladonna, aconite heals you. So this connection between the poison and the medicine is inextricably interwoven, like night and day, like waking and dreaming, like death and life. You can't see something and just label it. Oh, aconite is poison. What you do with aconite? Fire burns. Fire also nurtures. Fire creates. Fire gives life. Too much fire energy, by the way. Pitta, 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 pitta. Non-stop. So, leading an Ayurvedic lifestyle right now, spice magic, a subject upon which I shall do many videos. But this is what needs to be done at this point. Massages, chakra activation with Bij, Muladhara lung. Understand? Like that, so on and so forth through the chakras. So Bij mantra, Bij akshars and massaging. Whole body in sesame oil. And bathing in the ritualistic way that I have, thank you, that I have given to you guys in this PDF, a little text that I prepared for Diwali. What to do during Diwali, right? How to make that day spiritually more intensive. But it's actually not only about Diwali. I also speak of Narak or Kali Chaturdashi. Alright, so this is something to remember. Now the motivation for Swati is Artha. So Venus being combust, ruler of the sign being eclipsed, this Artha or financial problems will be on our minds. Do we have enough? We don't feel like we do, no matter how much we have. So no matter how much we have, oh yes, very, very much. So no matter how much we have, it's just not going to be enough. We want more, we want more, we want more, right? And the guna is tamas, all right? And we have a caste thing like a person's disposition. So the disposition of Swati is a butcher disposition. So that ferociousness. We've noticed that many of the Rahu, afflicted Rahu moons and ascendants actually work in this meat industry. And this is pretty interesting. I was just having a conversation with one of my other astrologers who works for the channel that I work for, and we were just talking about this, that the meat industry and a lot of Rahu dominant people are actually taking a lot of trauma being a part of the meat industry, packaging or whatever it is. So this, and of course, it's fiery, Swati, Pitta, Mars retrograde, Pitta, okay? The Trimurti associated to Swati is Shiva. So, the concept of Pralaya, dissolution. Brahma creates, Vishnu sustains, Shiva dissolves. Dissolving. Dissolve your ego. Dissolve your bullshit nonsense that you go around infecting other people with. If you are one such person, it is the time to dissolve this, because karma is, as some people say, karma's a bitch. That is so juvenile, just to reiterate that word, but hey, if that works for you, then yeah, great, karma's a bitch. But you get the point, right? If you are playing dirty games, if you are lying, if you are just irresponsible, it's going to be hard. Eclipses is aspected with Saturn. And so Saturn's watching every single thing that's happening, like literally. So, yeah. Male buffalo is the animal associated to yes, I do agree. That's why I'm saying it. I oftentimes to, my thing is that I like to see the best in people, and then I really do. And then again, I'm proof like, no, come on, you got to objectively see something. So I'm like, okay, I was wrong, and that's it. Purge, delete. I don't look back or regret something heavily. For everything was a lesson. And the question is, did I learn my lesson? Did I do any, did I get what I had to get? Or did I just waste that opportunity? For if I wasted that opportunity, that upsets me. But rest, bad news, bad situations. When you're working with people, I said, you're like Libra again. When you work with the team, work with people, everybody has different motivations, and it's so yucky in some ways, the little games people play. And I was not aware, but yes, but I was just made aware of some really disastrous things in our tiny little group, and it made my skin crawl. And honestly, good riddance. I'm really happy that I have, all these things came to light, and I could finally put that ugly and messy thing neatly away. So I accepted what came, I understood, and I let it be. It's gone. Goodbye. Nice. Bye-bye. But seriously, it's been shocking. Yes, it's been shocking. You will not believe what I've just experienced these last few days. Now, let us go. Okay, to balance Venus. Everybody wants to know how to balance Venus. Venus is Shukracharya, right? Shukracharya is the one planet that has the power of Sanjeevani Vidya. So, Venus or Shukra knows the ultimate occult ritual of bringing someone back to life, right? So how do you appease someone who is so powerful? Venus. All right, what can we do? Okay, this is a nice one. Now, put your hands like that. Bring them close. No hard pressure. This is the Shukra Mudra. And, excuse me, for the life of me, oh my God, some pollen got in my nostril. But again, let's do this again. This. And what is Venus's mantra? Om, Trang, Dring, Drom, Sa, Shukraya, Namaha. You can even say Om, Dring, Namaha, Om, Tram, Namaha. Any of the beach, Tram, Dring, Drom, Sa, any of the beaches you can use. So, Om Dring Namaha. Right? This is one thing that you can do. Also, of course, Ganapati, any of Ganapati mudras, greatly beneficial. Venus is blessings, right? So, one of my favorite Ganapati mudras is Laddu Mudra. Just hold your hands like that, not very hard. It's Modaka Mudra actually, sorry, not Laddu Mudra, but Modaka Mudra. So you just hold this and you say, you can do the 28 lettered mantra. Song, Shring, Ring, Kling, Long, Ganganapate, Varavarada, Sarvajanam Me, Vashamani, Swaha. Right? This mudra. This is Modaka Mudra. First was Shukra Mudra, now Modaka Mudra. Om Shring Ring Kling Long Ganganapate Varavarada Sarvajanam Me Vashamani Swaha. You can do the 28 letter, or you can do Om Glom Om Glom. Alright, you can also use this mudra. If you're having a lot of financial problems, this is this mudra, okay? This is all kinds of Vignaharta, like this is a Vignaharta mudra. So just close that and show Ganapati like that. If you don't have an idol, of course, yes, I'll be teaching many Ganpati mudras. No, nothing like that. Nothing like that. We need to adapt the knowledge. We need to adopt the knowledge, then adapt the knowledge. If you get my gist, right? If what is good, what is bad, nothing is good, nothing is bad. It's what you make of it. It's what you make of it. It's what you make of it. So, yeah. Anyway, so we can do that. And donation. Alright. Donation. What? That's bullshit. Shri Shuktam Yarnaru. Actually, there are 3 kinds of initiates in the world. There are the Pashu type of initiate. Then there is the Dakshinachara initiate. And Pashu is a Dakshinachara actually. There the women are not allowed to chant Shri Shuktam. They're not allowed to even say Om. So it doesn't matter. If you are working with me, we call us, we not only want the woman to say Om, but we also worship her. Alright? So everything, there's nothing good, nothing bad. It's what you make of it. Alright? It is honestly that much. So that much, it's that. That thou art. Tat tvam asi. Alright, so we've got on with the yes, we've got on with the mudras. We've done Modaka Mudra, right? This is Pasha Mudra. This removes all obstacles. So just showing it to Ganpati like that and say Om Shring Haring Kling Long Ganganapate Varavarada Sarvajanam Me Vashamanaye Swaha. Tarpan at this time is a very powerful practice to do. Mahaganapati Tarpan with this 28 letter mantra. So for a limited period, I am offering Tarpans. You can email me if you want to get a Tarpan done by me. You can watch the whole process, or you can build your own turmeric Ganpati and do the process while I do the chanting. Alright, so that I am giving 2 options for that. So both are possible. Write to me if you want Ganpati Tarpan during, before and after the eclipse. Not on eclipse day, I am packed. So we've got all of this. Sounds Ru, Re, Ra, Tha is the sounds of Swati. So if you have a kid, Pada 1, Ru, Pada 2, Re, Pada 3, Ra, then Tha, Pada 4. Alright. Now, the thing is that guilt will be a prominent theme of this eclipse. We feel guilty for ourselves. We feel guilty for others. Alright. Hi. We feel guilty for ourselves. We feel guilty for others. Like, removal of guilt is a very big part of sadhana. Alright, very big part of sadhana. So as I said, holding the mudras will also remove guilt. Right? I will be, really looking at asking many of you who are my students to do more mudras at this time, because it really aligns your the psychosomatic, the mind body. Alright, so mudras are going to be very powerful practice, mudras and mantras right now. Now, when you feel guilt overtaking you and, say, it's alright to say, oh, forgive that person, forgive this person, but how do you find that forgiveness? How do you forgive somebody? So, in a sense, if you could just be a little bit more like the observer, right? Observer watching all of this play out as a film, which is a comedy. So, I think that could make life a little easier. The thing is that once you look at it objectively, right? Not like, completely swimming in the quagmire of murky emotions, but you look at it like the viewer, you start seeing confusion that's happening right now in the collective unconscious and with us individuals. You will see that confusion is indeed an independent emotion that needs to be felt, that needs to be validated, for without confusion there is no surety. Oh, I'm sure about every single thing. As they say that the wise man knows nothing. The more I read and study and meditate, the lesser I know. So it is that same story again, confusion. Confusion as to your identity, your path, your life, your feelings. It's valid. It's not something, oh my God, I'm confused, I'm fucked. No. Acknowledge, okay, I'm confused, great. Now what? Now what? Now what do I do? Okay, great, I understand I'm confused. Are you going to go into dark depths because you're confused? Oh, I don't know what to do, I'm confused. I never have my life together. It's all right. Sit down, take a deep breath, look into your Ajna chakra, hold any mudra, Modaka mudra or the Vignaharta mudra, and just chant Gam, Gam, Gam. Build this practice up 8 minutes, 11 minutes. After a particular time, if you're saying it quickly, like in Upam Sujapa, I said how when you're just saying it, like Gam, 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 like loud, so you can hear, but nobody else can. So you can just say gang 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 gang, holding a mudra after you've done pranayam for at least 10 rounds of pranayam have been completed. Then see that okay, confusion is valid. What do I do? I'm confused. Okay, now what? Yes, it is indeed. Alright, so confusion is an independent emotion that needs to be acknowledged, that needs to be, worked through. Okay, oh my God, I have so much left to say, guys. So let's get on it. Sun is in Libra, weakest transit of the Sun, right? And will be combust Venus, who rules Libra, where he's going in. So he's combusting the ruler, right? And Venus and Sun are not friends. So there. this ruler of the eclipse is being eclipsed. This, dang baby, I don't know. It's definitely metamorphosis, right? Let's not make it all about psychosis or neurosis. It's metamorphosis. Okay. Pranayam. I was just getting on with pranayam. Prana is a part of Vayu. So pranayam has to be practiced at this time. Breath work with mantra, pranayam, kapal bhati, these have to be practiced. Okay, no getting out of that one. And mantra, of course. Saturn went RX at about 5th of June, I think. Tons of changes. So best to do sadhana. Best to do sadhana at this time. Saturn 5th June, direct 23rd. So in a few days, Saturn goes direct. Alright. At 24th of Capricorn. Dhanishta, Padawan, which is again Pitta and Tamasic. So see how much Pitta there is. Swati is fire, Pitta, all. Ayurvedic lifestyle can be a lifesaver at this time. Ayurvedic lifestyle and working with spices. Now I've told you that I'm going to make a series of videos on spices and how to work with the spice magic, how to chant mantras on spice like turmeric or like Rakta Chandan, which is red sandalwood, you know, on jaggery, on turmeric, right? So yeah, that the spice magic videos I am very excited about, and I want to do them, and I want them to be quick small videos. And there's also another thing that I want to do is show you a ritual with 100 grams of Artha made into balls, and that can be very effective, all right, to get rid of all kinds of debt. So that those videos I have to plan. I had work yesterday. I initiated a couple yesterday, and it was really a lot of fun. And I could not ignore the mails I've been getting about astrology updates. Like, I get it, you know, I get it. You guys want me to come and do astrology here, but you know, once I concentrated on sadhana and teaching people this, it takes time. It's very time consuming. I have my work with Hindustan Times, I have the book that I'm writing, I have the Tata Sky work. So at sometimes I don't know how days just go by. Honestly, I don't know how days just go by. So there. Now let us really now discuss this eclipse once and for all. When we have a full moon, a new moon, we have a solar eclipse. Full moon, we have a lunar eclipse, okay? So we have Sun and Venus with Ketu. So all kinds of complications with Ketu connecting us to past lives, you know, past loves. It could be beneficial, like I said. I'm not damning everything that's happening this eclipse at all, right? So you have to do Nyas at this point, you have to do Mudra at this point, you have to do Bijakshar. The most effective sadhana is Bijakshara sadhana. So drop me an email if you are interested, in fact, in the Bijakshara sadhanas. Or if you want a Ganapati Tarpan. 444 tarpans are offered to a pyramidal turmeric Ganapati, and this is very effective. Possibly the most powerful remedy actually. Very powerful remedy, tarpan. So try that out. Swati, Libra, Shukra Mudra, hold Shukra Mudra as much as possible. It'll help you. Vayu is the wind god, so you know, pranayams and all kinds of breathing awareness, breath awareness becomes very important. If you don't find your directionality right now, your soul's direction, you will scatter all over. Here and there and here and there. Independent. We all want to be independent. But again, that Venus combust has this need to want to be loved, want to be protected. So there's a dichotomy happening there for sure, a paradoxical situation. Both choices definitely are on the horizon for many of us, really bold choices. So think on that, okay? Very freedom oriented, this energy eclipse. We want our freedom. We're not going to give it away. No. Out of the box thinking, hello, it's Rahu, subversive, futuristic. So out of the box thinking, definitely. And when you think of Libra, it's the 7th natural sign of the zodiac, right? And it has to do with relationships. So relationships are definitely going to come under the scrutiny. If you've been forcing something along and it just wasn't meant to work, it's going to come crashing down. And instead of crying for it, make space for something new. For whenever you clear something with intent, energetically clear something or someone, somebody else comes in and takes that position. I hear many women tell me that, oh, I'm never going to forget him. That's it. He was my great love. Will never happen. And I tell them that you are damning yourself. For you're telling me that it'll never happen. Then it'll never happen. You're telling me he is your one great love and you can never experience it again. You won't experience it. You say magic doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. So don't get caught in all of this kind of, spelling. There's a reason why it's called spell. I'm going to put a spell on you. Spelling what you say is very important. So don't go damning yourself by saying things like that. It's not important. Okay, we are here to experience, learn, grow, share, care, laugh, cry. Just do all of that deeply. And I mean, don't get fixated on someone or something. Or even if it's an idea or if it's a yeah, exactly. It's so stupid. Honestly, believe me. When we want love, romantic love, we are actually craving to find divine love. We don't understand it. We think, oh, that's what we want. But no amount of sex or, moonlight rendezvous and no amount of candlelight dinners is going to fulfill us. Because what we seek is deep within, deep within. Keep that in mind. The thing is, teamwork versus independence. This is going to be important. Teamwork versus independence. Now, Vayu is communication, as I said, but he is basically the life force, prana. And in the text, he is known as the deity of life, as he is responsible for our breaths. Oh God, I just decided to go all out, I see. Okay, we hear the word Vatavaran, okay, which comes from the root of Vayu. Vatavaran is atmosphere. So Vayu is changing everything in the atmosphere. Also our thoughts. Okay, the breath, try not to think. Just keep consciously breathing with mudra. Hold Shukra Mudra, or Modaka Mudra, or Pasha Mudra, or Vignaharta Mudra, or Ganesha Mudra, and see. Alright? In Rig Veda, it is said that Vayu is the first god to receive the Soma with Indra. They share Indra and Vayu. So the Soma is nothing but the drop of nectar from the Sahasrar. And Vayu being the controller of prana, when we do correct pranayam, with correct mantra and correct mudra, that soma drops from our cranium straight into the Ajna chakra. This is Vayu. Through pranayam, we get the amrita, the soma to drop. You also get this through Khechadi mudra and pranayam with Khechadi mudra. So we've got power of Swati is Pradvamsa Shakti. That means to scatter. Scatter what? Gossip, fear, anger, aggression, love, peace, ideas. Did I say ideas? I'm constantly hear myself saying ideas, ideas, ideas. Okay. Now there is no need to be surrounded by people just for the sake of it. Cultivate aloneness at this time. Cultivate aloneness. So if you're interested, I will be giving Shakti Path with the Bij Mantra Ain. Alright, Ain. And because Saraswati, who is none other than Matangi, is the deity, the Devi associated to Swati Nakshatra. So learning Matangi Vidya at this time, or getting Shakti Path of Ain through your 7 chakras can be very, very beneficial. So if you're interested in that, drop me an email. Now, ritual bath before and after the eclipse is a must. So I've already said chichdi seeds to my students. I've already said chichdi plant. You soak in water after you've massaged yourself, and then this is right before in the dawn once. And then I think for us is 2:28 that the eclipse becomes exact. So 2:28, before that at 2:30ish, no, 2. So at about 2 o'clock you bathe with chichdi leaves soaked in water. Normal cold water, chichdi leaves, okay. It's one of the 21 sacred leaves offered to Ganesha during Patra Puja. Alright, Patra Puja is a very powerful ritual of Ganapati, any form of Ganapati. So Patra Puja, this chichdi leaves is a really powerful herb for this day, okay. And then of course after that you need to have ritual bath. So you know, you after the ritual bath you need to know, okay, so first is oil, then you need to apply gram flour with spices, cinnamon crushed, a bit of turmeric, and then you apply it all over your body. And then after that you wait and you let it dry, and then you take a bath with the chichdi leaves in the water, alright. And then you wear preferably a new sari or a new kurta on the day of Diwali, also on the day of Narak Chaturdashi. Alright, so this is important to do, and it can really help you. So wearing a new sari this day on the solar eclipse, and while especially if you get a sari, get one which you will wear and do puja. So there should be a sari separately kept for puja, which you don't wear outside. Alright, which nobody touches preferably. So tantric pujas, asana, the sari, all of this, nobody should actually touch these things, alright. Not even the spouse if he or she is not doing sadhana with you. Now, you can, of course, if you don't know any mantra, just chant Om Gam, Om Gam, Om Gam, and or you can chant Om Glaum, Om Glaum, Om Glaum. And please don't eat anything during the eclipse time. Check for local timings, check Drik Panchak. Don't eat anything. No alcohol, no non-vegetarian food that day, the eclipse and Diwali day, please. Don't get married, please. Don't propose to anyone. Don't start a new business. Don't make fluctuations in your bank balance. Don't buy anything expensive. Don't commit to anyone, alright. So like that, like literally. Don't rush into, don't even think of a divorce or tell your husband, hey, I want a divorce. No. All right. So honestly, seriously, don't do all these things. Don't start any new projects. Just chill. Now let's come to Mars, because this Mars retrogradation is gonna be intense, baby. Okay, burn, baby, burn. So Mars is out of bounds. We can't see Mars. And I told you out of bound planets, watch my video on out of bound planets. So super amplified energy. Mangal, super amplified. And it makes it so special because today is Mangal's day and Nakshatra is Pushya. So it's Mangal Pushya. Such an auspicious day, I tell you. Such an auspicious day. So 22nd of October to 5th, not 30th, sorry, 22nd, 30th is a Saturn station, yes. 22nd October to 5th May 2023, the whole cycle of Mars. Extra energy, extra pitta, acidity, headaches. Mars is gonna rock us. But are you gonna channel in the lower vibes of Mars? Competition, strife, bloodlust, anger, possessiveness? Or are you going to tune into Mars as Sanat Kumara, as Kartikeya? And are you going to be able to hold the tail of the dragon of personality and control that dragon with the force that Mars gives you? Mars is powerful. Without Mars, there is no force, there is no action. So there could be burnouts, exhaustion, impulsiveness, anger, attack, road rage, cuts and burns, knives. People can be knifing, rapes, yes, can be on the rise. The point is, if you're feeling anything negative, is don't try to repress it, because then it's going to just become a pressure cooker, and then too much pressure and it will explode. So acknowledgement of what's going through you. If you're angry, if someone's made you angry, like, yeah, okay, I'm angry, accept that. All right, so it's going to be super important for you to acknowledge your emotions. Mars retrograde, Rohini Nakshatra, 4th September enters Gemini till 15th of October. All right, and then this 30th October stationary retrograde motion is on the same date. So this 30th is like, oh my God, the most powerful day for Mars activation. I told you that it's not the retrogradation or the straightforward movements that give us the complete planetary energy. It is a stationary period when a planet stands still, according to our perspective. Of course, a planet really doesn't stand still. So that day is 30th of October. I'm saying September. October. 30th October. 30th to 31st. Mars is totally stationary. Totally stationary. So that's the day. Om Krang Kring Krong Sa Mangalaya Namaha. Om Krang Kring Krong Sa Mangalaya Namaha. Mars is directly associated to Ganapati. So Ganapati Tarpans on the 30th. Very powerful. 444 Tarpans. If you can if you want to learn about how to do it, drop me an email. I teach this in a workshop. All right, so super powerful to do Yantra Puja, Mahaganapati Yantra Puja, Ucheshta Ganapati Puja. All right, so 30th to 31st, Mars is totally stationary, giving us that Martian bombardment. Right? Re-enters Taurus 14th of November. Then direct motion in Taurus 14th of Jan. So, oh my God, think of this long period of time that Mars is going to go retrograde. Then 14th Jan 2023, 12th March, Mars re-enters Gemini and clears the RX zone on 15th of March. So from now, 30th to 15th March 2023, this Mars scenario, it's on. It's on. Okay, so it's a long time. And it's going to drive many of us crazy, actually. Angry, say hurtful things. So there, 7.5 months. It takes, and Mars is moving through only what? Half a sign. Stationary, right? Retrograde, stationary, clears shadow. 7.5 months. Half a sign. Normal pace, Mars will clear 5 signs in this stipulated time frame. Think, right? It's like you're going forward, and then suddenly I put you in this hypercube. Forget that. I was just being pedantic. I put you in this box, right? And there's a glass slide, and there's a glass slide. You can't go anywhere. So you go back and you go forth. Or even better, you can't even go back and forth really. You just goes back and then slowly starts stretching, slowly starts moving. So how angry, and Mars is quick moving. So think of this is a bottleneck for sure. This is definitely a pressure cooker erupting, volcano erupting. So be very mindful. Sadhana must comments. Mangalik people, yikes. Please, can you jump into this sadhana and change the course and hold the dragon of personality with the force of Mars and turn it around. So please, I beg of you guys, consider this, okay? Start your own sadhana. Drop me an email if you want to learn more. 193 days. Woo! All right, at the Mars explosion. So, what all can we have? Marital problems, military issues, and this eclipse, both the eclipses directly impact the chart of Vladimir Putin, as well as the charts of Russia and Ukraine. So there could also be some kind of real hardcore face-off with Russia and Ukraine and her allies, and Russia and her allies, and there could be the false information that we have contacted aliens. There could also be the false information that some kind of nuclear attack has happened. So don't feed these things, don't feed gossip at this time. Just reassure everyone. After all, our task is to walk each other home. That's what we have to do. So do that, okay? Now, military issues, as I said, war in some places, aggression at home, at work, boss being impossible to deal with, fires, natural calamities, behavioral changes. So depression, some kind of mental diseases, depending on where your Mars is placed, of course. So, and of course, Gemini and Taurus, if you have any planets there, if your Mars is going on your moon retrograde. So that's an emotional mindfuck, right? But if it's going over your Saturn, it's completely another story. And your Venus, a completely different story. So natural calamities, fire, China can have a bad earthquake, okay? India India could have a very bad natural disaster. Calcutta, West Bengal side, Sundarban side. All right. And also remember that Venus is combust and Jupiter is retrograde. So where are the blessings? They've dried up. Now, if your Mars or Venus is conjuncting this combust Venus, or conjuncting or aspecting that Mars, then you can have multiple affairs, and then you can be discovered. Like, it just comes to light and people know you've been having an affair. So keep that in mind. Don't do anything weird at this time. Even if you are completely enamored by someone, chill. Okay, your wife's going to find out, your husband's going to find out, so don't. 4 planets inside real Libra. Mama. Mercury, Sun, Venus and Ketu. And there's 1 solar eclipse and 1 lunar eclipse coming up during October and November. And with the aspect of Mars retrograde and Saturn. So people, this natural disasters and calamities, I don't know what kinds, but maybe even some kind of, viral strain of, you ate? I'm coming. You ate? So wait, I'm coming. I can't see, I'm coming. Okay. So, cyclones, earthquakes, volatile markets, they've been really bad, but preferably they're going to get a wee bit better, okay, because Jupiter is also going to go direct this month. So, yeah, things will improve, don't worry. Gold, silver prices are on the rise. Share market, stock market, people, I don't know, do you guys have death wish? Because if you're just jumping into something without cementing your material knowledge, your spiritual knowledge, share market people are gonna suffer. Okay, so be careful. Terrorist attack can happen somewhere, school shootings, or shootings in these public places like a market or something like that could happen. Threats of a nuclear war, robberies, rapes will be on the rise. So women, protect yourself before you go out of the house. Carry with you pepper spray and watch videos on the basics of self-defense. How to defend yourself. Learn to defend yourself. Don't go anywhere in the night during Mars retrograde alone. Have a friend on the phone. If you're getting up on an Uber, text the number, share the ride preferably. If you don't have parents there, with your best friend, with your colleague, if you have nobody and you're in a new city, you know who your neighbor is. Or if you're staying with a flatmate, you team up with your flatmate. I'll look after you, you look after me. No going on dates with shady guys at this time. Please, no getting drunk or out in such a way that you lose your senses. No doing that. Respect yourself, respect your body, respect your mind and soul. Women, I urge you to be extra careful during this eclipse and during this upcoming volatile Mars retrograde. All right? And men, protect women. Make sure if you see a woman out there, who's alone in the night, in the dark, if you see some shady guys, help her. Help her. Be there for her. Support her. Husbands, don't let your wives go out. Boyfriends, don't let your girlfriends go out in the middle of the night, unprotected or drunk or intoxicated. Please, no. Stay extra safe, uber safe. Okay? Okay, uber safe at this point. Carrying with you always a pepper spray. Carrying with you always, texting. your address, your location to a friend, to a colleague. If you've just moved to a city and you're brand new, you make those friends for your safety. You talk to the neighbors. I know someone just decided. All right. So let's get on with that. Full focus at this time should be on Ganapati. All right. Yes, thank you. And pregnant women, take very good care during the Mars retrograde, because Mars also deals with miscarriages and abortions. So please take care, and much love to you guys. Full focus on Ganapati. Gananam tva Ganapati gum havamahe kavim kavina upamashavasamam Jeshtarajam brahmana brahmanaspatayana shunrunuti visida sadhanam Mahaganapataye namaha. Alright, now I will be back again right now with one live, because today I have to make this Mangal Pushya video, or actually let me just make it here, it's cool. So today, right, today is the Mangal Pushya, which means that it's Pushya Nakshatra, moon in Pushya Nakshatra on a Tuesday. And that too right before Diwali and right before Eclipse, right before Dhanteras. So it is an amalgamation of auspiciousness today. Pushya Nakshatra ruled by Saturn, such a beautiful energy inside real Cancer. I have my moon in Pushya Nakshatra, my Jupiter, my sun, sorry, my moon in Pushya, no, my moon is in Satavisha, my sun in Pushya Nakshatra, and my Jupiter in Punarvasu in Vargotama Pada. So, now what do we do with this? Perfect day for all things auspicious. Okay, so one mantra which I'll give you is Om Aing Shrim Krim Sarvakarye Siddhyaye Glom Namaha. So again, a few mudras you can do this with. Laddu Mudra, okay, Pasha Mudra, Vignaharta Mudra, Ganesha Mudra. Laddu Mudra is a very powerful, I mean Modak Mudra, keep saying Laddu Mudra. Modak Mudra, just keep sit on Padmasana, put your, just hold your hands like that. Start to feel the awareness in the tips of your fingers. Deep breath, synchronize. I know some people are celebrating something. I have no idea what it is. Maybe it's Mangal Pursha, I don't know. Maybe they're astrologers, right? So, Om Aing Shring Kring Sarvakarye Siddhyaye Glom Namaha. Om Aim Shring Kring Sarvakarye Siddhyaye Glom Namaha. Om Aim Shring Kring Sarvakarye Karya Siddhyaye Glom Namaha. Can somebody please write it down and put it in the comment section? Om Aim Shring Kring Sarvakarya Siddhyaye Glom Namaha. Shukra Mudra or Modaka Mudra, best. Now do this after dark. It's dark, so now is the perfect time wherever you are. Do this after the sunset, and take a piece of turmeric. Okay, when I do the spice videos, I'll be showing you real turmeric, Rakta Chanja, red sandalwood and all of that. So you chant this particular mantra on this, preferably 1008 times, but you know, if you can't, then at least 108 times. So take this little tukra or a little bit of turmeric, akka, not powder. Hold it like that, set intention, keep it in front on a yellow cloth, hold mudra and chant Om Aing Shring Kring Sarvakarya Siddhyaye Glom Namaha. Om Aim Shrim Krim Sarvakarya Siddhye Glom Namaha. Like that 108 times. Okay, you can do Vaikari chanting, which is loud. So wrap this turmeric in a piece of cloth, red silk preferably, and carry it with you. Om Aim Shrim Cream. Okay, yeah, cream is all cream, not cream, cream. Sarvakari Siddhe Glong Namaha. Perfect. Now write this comment. Everybody who wants to do this practice today. Yes, perfect. Perfect. Today, do this practice. Today, I mean it. Get a piece of turmeric and do this. Now, this you carry with you. Now, make sure you carry it safely, because you keep it in your purse or you touch it to white clothes, it can become yellow. It's turmeric. So, now legal issues can be solved with this. Property disputes gone. Alright. Now Shani is the planetary ruler of Pushya, and we just said how active Shani is. He's going direct, right? So wow, you can get this push from Shani Devata right now if you do this with Mangal Pushya. But remember, deal with your responsibilities. Don't run away. Enough discipline, patience, hard work. Also another thing, for those advanced students who have already immersed themselves into Mahaganapati or Uchishta Ganapati, it's a very good day to work with Heramba Ganapati. Heramba Ganapati. Om Heramba Ganapataye Swaha. I told you his beej is Om Gum Namaha. Om Gum Namaha. Om Gum Namaha. Heramba Ganapati. Okay, if the 5-headed Ganapati, control over his 5 senses on a fierce lion. Heramba is the most compassionate form of Ganapati. He who protects. He who protects. Alright, Rakshamam, Rakshamam, Pahimam, Pahimam. So, worship Hidamba Ganapati. Now, all my students who have the Shvetarka Ganapati, cover him in turmeric paste, light sesame oil diya, or mustard oil diya is also okay. And if you have like really bad complications, like some problem that you just don't know what to do, you've tried everything, okay, but it just does not go away. It could be health related, could be finances, debt, philandering husband, just mental complications, guilt, sadness, grief, whatever it is. If there's something that is kind of impossible to conquer, then worship Hidamba Ganapati. I teach the proper procedure to worship Hidamba Ganapati with all the 3 types of nyas, with dhyana, mantra, langityadi, pancha puja, and with the Shaktipat through the 7 chakras of the mantra I'm about to tell you. Om Namaha Hidamba Madamohita Mama Sankatang Nivaraya Nivaraya Swaha. Om Namaha Heramba Madamohita Mama Sankatang Nivaraya Nivaraya Swaha. Om Namo Heramba Madamohita Mama Sankatang Nivaraya Nivaraya Swaha. So this is, and of course there's nyas and all of that with this if you do, and then do the mantra of Hidamba and the worship of, I think I'm done, I guess. And if you do the worship of Hidamba Ganapati, then everything, all your problems will go away, especially with Sankalpa, which is taught Achamarna Sankalp, Guru Mantra, Mudras. So if you're interested to learn, drop me an email. If you're having tremendous losses in business, 12 Durba grass told you Durba grass has to be sieved. Either you have 3 heads like a prong or trishul, 5, 7 odd numbers, and apply turmeric paste on them and then chant Gang Shring Agacha Agacha Phata, which is Shring, you're calling a Lakshmi and also Mahatripura Sundari, for those who know, and also Gang, you're calling Ganapati. So Gang Shring Agacha Agacha Phata. It's not Phata actually, it's Phat. Phat. But I just said Phata because of a rhythm I was trying to. If you sing mantras in a rhythm, they come easier. So tons of discussions today, my beautiful people. I shall be off for now. My baby's staring at me there. Last 2 hours, okay, 1 hour, 40 minutes. Last 1 hour, 30 minutes. So I have to go, but it was really nice being here again, talking about the starry skies, talking about the nakshatras and the eclipse and all of that. Thank you so much. So much. Please listen, consider being a member of the channel and consider doing the Shakti Path with me of Aim. Alright, Aim Shakti Path. And of course, Ganpati Ekakshara workshops are available. Matangi workshops are available. Khargamala workshops are available, as well as Uchishta Ganapati regular puja with kavacha, 8 times kavacha for any kind of problem resolution is also available. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Speak soon. Bye.